Welcome to Remote Learning in Miss Bartlett's living room with Maddie. So today we're going to have our read aloud for the week, and this is going to jumpstart everything else that we do for reading. And our read aloud this week is called The Mermaid by Jan Brett. And as I read this, I want you guys to be using those awesome strategies that I see you using all the time because you're all awesome readers that use their reading strategies. I'd like you to see if you can make any text-to-text connections. Does this book remind you of another story you've heard before? I bet it will. And then, since you're familiar with that story, start making some predictions. What do you think is going to happen next? And you can make some inferences. So how do you think the characters feel? Why do you think that? What clues are you getting? So without further ado, let's enjoy The Mermaid.
The Mermaid by Jan Brett. Under the sea, an octopus family got ready for a swim before breakfast. "Time to put on your new hat, baby," said Oka-san. Baby did not like the floppy new hat. The hat was not happy either. As the octopus family set off behind their house, a little mermaid spotted their front door. Kaniro had been drifting in a warm current with her pufferfish friend. "Take care," Puffy warned. "You never know who may live there." "But I'm so curious," she said. Kaniro sashayed toward the seashell house. Inside, breakfast had been set out. There was a great big shell, a middle-sized shell, and a little shell. Kaniro took a bite from the great big shell. "Too crunchy," she said. The little mermaid tried the tender bites in the middle-sized shell. "Too slimy," she said. Puffy could guess what was coming next. Kaniro sidled up to the little shell. In a minute, the tempting tidbit had disappeared. "Just right," she said. "All gone," said Puffy, as he wondered whose breakfast it really was. Kaniro floated around the seashell house and saw 3 chairs. There was a big chair, a middle-sized chair, and a little chair. She sat down on the large coral chair. "Too many bumps," she said as she smoothed her scales. Kaniro wiggled into the middle-sized chair. Down she went. "This chair is too slippery," she gasped. The little chair was the prettiest of all, and Kaniro sat on it. "Just right," she said, and she gave her fins a flipperty-flip. All that wiggling broke the chair to bits. Kaniro was sorry about the pretty chair, but not for long, because in the next room she spotted 3 beds. She and Puffy had been swimming for hours and were ready for a nap. She swam over and settled in. "What sweet dreams we'll have," she told her friend. But someone had been eating in that bed, and there were smashed shells and crab claws all around. "This bed is too messy," she sighed. She flopped down on the middle-sized bed. "This bed is too squishy," she complained. As Kaniro patted her tiara, she spied the last small bed. It rocked like a cradle in the tide. She set her head down on a pillow star and fell sound asleep. Soon, the octopus family returned over the sandy shoals. Right away, Oto-san saw his breakfast shell overturned. "Someone has been crunching on my crustaceans," he said, turning pink. Oke-san huffed. "My breakfast has been splashed." She turned pinkish too. Baby looked around for her breakfast, but all she saw was the upside-down shell. "Someone has been eating my breakfast, and there is nothing left for me," she cried. Oto-san saw that his coral chair looked different. "Someone has been sitting on my chair," he announced, now even redder. Oka-san went from pink to red when she saw her chair. "Who has been squashing my chair and scattering my teacups?" she asked. Baby saw her beautiful chair all in pieces. The hermit crabs were taking it. "My chair is gone!" she cried. Sensing something else was amiss, Oto-san squeezed into the bedroom. "Someone has been sleeping in my bed." He blasted ocean water and kicked up the star-shaped sand. Puffy felt the ripples as Oka-san jetted toward her bed. The soft seaweed she liked to drowse in was tangled and torn. "Someone has been sleeping in my bed," she said. Baby octopus peeked inside her tiny bed. A beautiful mermaid was sleeping there. "Someone has been sleeping in my bed, and here she is." The little mermaid opened her eyes and saw the adorable octopus. The baby's eyes were soft and sweet. Her skin was shell pink. Her graceful arms danced. But she was wearing the oddest hat the little mermaid had ever seen. Kanaro, who didn't like to see anyone unhappy, gasped. "That will not do." She thought about her tiara. Just then, all 3 octopuses reached for Kanaro with their 24 arms. Puffy was ready. He puffed with all his might. Puffa, puffa, pokety poke, stickety stick. His sharp prickles did not let the octopuses near the little mermaid. Kanaro, Puffy, and their new friend Ray floated away in the warm current. They couldn't stop smiling about the baby octopus. She looked radiant in her beautiful new tiara.